Hi everybody. Nick asked me to say a few words in the form of a sort of keynote for local GovCamp. It did occur to me now that now is probably not the time for a Mark Thompson special slide deck, and I thought instead I would try and keep it very short and sweet. Not necessarily true to form, and just offer a few thoughts. Just that people might like to think about as we sort of get into the week. First, of course, we're all massively aware that it's not us really that are the ones who are special and remarkable at the moment, and I think for the great majority of us, at least, we can only stand back and just wonder at the levels of self-sacrifice and work that have been put in, often at personal risk and cost, to the individuals concerned on the front line coping with COVID. So we are not absolutely in any way special or remarkable in that sense. But I kind of felt that was a bit of a segue, if you like, into what I did want to say, which is that I think the time is coming as councils start to think about reorganising themselves post-COVID, when actually the local GovCamp crowd will be doing some of the most important work. We've certainly got the opportunity to do some of the most important work out there, even if it pales into insignificance with what's been going on recently. And I say local government camp crowd. I think we are a bit of a crowd, and that's kind of important to me, at least. We're not the IT crowd. We are different from that, I think. And actually, for once, every so often, I think it's quite healthy to celebrate this difference, to come together and celebrate that. Not for the sake of being different, but because of what that difference means. And I just wanted to kind of set out some thoughts, for me at least, and I'm sure everyone will have their own kind of sense of what this means, what it is that brings us together. But what brings us together, I think, is an exciting and it's often quite a radical ambition for how we can use modern technology to make our localities places of collaboration and compassion, where we collectively organise ourselves in an organic way to include and empower everybody. And my sense is that from the local GovCamp and similar sessions I've attended, that is a kind of uniting ambition, really. We might all express it in different ways, but sign up to that. And that's really important for me. So for me, at least, the kind of IT crowd I want to be involved with are those people that share this kind of guiding logic for what they do on the ground every day and the enthusiasm that goes with that. So that's really important for me. The sort of people, I guess, for whom cloud isn't just a storage contract, but an organising and architectural principle for turbocharging councils with process automation, data science, machine learning and AI. The sort of people that don't brag about the impressive timescales achieved in their recent desktop upgrade. The sort of people that don't separate digital, however defined, from the kind of more traditional IT infrastructure functions, because they realise that for modern inside-out councils, these things are one and the same and have to be tackled together. And I guess it's because we appreciate the possibilities of and are committed to these principles for our work that I think our thinking and our ability to persuade others and ability to get things done quickly is uniquely valuable to councils as they struggle to reorganise themselves post-COVID. Out there, I guess we often need to persuade. We're the ones trying to persuade other people often. Often convincing senior leadership that for lots of good reasons, tech isn't what they do for a living, but to convince them that a blueprint for intelligence-driven and truly citizen-centric, properly inclusive local service ecosystem is best underpinned with a strong and clear vision of modern tech and associated practices. Now that can be quite difficult as an ask. We often don't get enough time with senior leadership to persuade them of this vision, but it's one, I think, of the most important things that we can do. Which is why, of course, here at Local GovCamp, what we share together and learn and the kind of mutual encouragement and strength we can offer each other in these sessions is completely unique. And in enabling us to do the job that we do day to day back in our localities, it's actually socially valuable as well. I'm sure there'll be a poignancy and urgency to these sessions in particular that feels kind of new for Local Gov Camp, which has traditionally been extremely light-hearted. I'm sure if Mr. Briggs is involved, it will retain a lot of that. But I think there's obviously some kind of headline things that I'm sure will be characterising some of the sessions we're going to be holding. So obviously learning from and spreading some of the successes that particular areas or digital interventions during COVID have seen, and making sure that they are replicated where possible as kind of whether it's common capabilities or working practices across the council. We've seen some amazing kind of betas which have been rapidly scaled up and other people could learn from and share together, because of course if they're architected properly and cloud-based, a lot of these things are really quite cheap to implement, which is fantastic and quick. Much better use of data. I'm sure data in every one of our sessions becomes more and more important and kind of governing for everything that we do. But, you know, for social listening and user research, before we just switch the old services back on again, how can we make sure that we're not just replicating and falling back into all of those old silos and ways of doing things? I'm sure there's going to be a lot of discussion about how innovation in various areas has been accelerating via digital practices. It's incredible, isn't it, how quickly many councils that have been resisting the shift to cashless for decades have just done it in a matter of weeks, and there are other examples that are similar to this as well. I'm sure there's going to be more interest in shifting away from physical infrastructure towards visions for councils as kind of cloud-based hubs for social and economic exchange. So there's going to be stuff around that. I'm sure there will be, a sharing of the pressure we're all feeling to meet citizens' heightened expectations for online services of all kind of stripes and how we're actually going to meet that. And I think, I'm hoping at least, there will be a real consciousness of the need to build a much deeper understanding of place, both physical and online. So using cloud-based utilities to help establish citizens' needs, using predictive analytics to kind of deepen our understanding of those, but also, of course, using some of the crowdsourcing and democratically empowering opportunities out there that tech provides to test political legitimacy of ideas and the appetite for those ideas in the community very, very rapidly, and just by getting out online in the community and turning these things around. So that can be really exciting as well, I think, and empowering. So I don't know, some of you may have come across quite a recent McKinsey report. It's entitled Shape of the New Normal. I just thought it was very, very interesting for local government because the four kind of key areas that McKinsey's were talking about, and they weren't talking about local government focally at all, were distancing, localism, supply chain resilience, and redefined sector boundaries. So that's distancing, localism, supply chain resilience, and redefined sector boundaries. And if I had to think about four more pertinent challenges, if you like, for local government, and for any of us who might have been still convinced, well, nobody in local gov camp would have been of this mind, of course, but still convinced that these sorts of challenges that we see everywhere else in the economy don't really somehow apply to local services, then this is surely a wake-up call. Personally, I believe that the local GovCamp crew have a nationally valuable role in envisioning, persuading, and then enabling local ecosystems to use the best tech and thinking to ensure that this new normal turns out to be utopian, by which I mean inclusive, empowering, and citizen-centric, and not, and emphatically not, because there's a danger it might be, dystopian, by which I mean isolating, disempowering, and council-centric. So, lots of work to do. Go do the work. Have a great time. I'm personally, I don't know, very chuffed to have been asked to say a few comments today, because I think this is a community that that's really nationally important. I'm very proud to feel a part of, and I hope everybody has a great week during the sessions to come. So thanks so much, and I didn't mention Lego once.